My revered youngster, as you stand at the constraint of this new day, understand that I'm with you, ever present and consistent in my warmth for you, in the profundities of your sorrow and amidst the fundamentals that do whatever it may take to overwhelm you. I loosen up my hand to lift you up and help you through. You could feel lost in the vastness of the troubles before you, but I see you, sweetheart, with eyes of limitless compassion and understanding. Your fights have not moved away from my notice. Each tear shed, each groan conveyed, resonations inside the workplaces of my heart. During the season of association, let the substantialness of your loads fall upon me. Release the nerves that difficult situation you, the fears that stifle you, and license my veneration to enclose you by its fragile embrace. You are following some great people's example in your trip. I walk around to you, coordinating your means with a sensitive hand and an unfaltering presence. As you focus on these words, may you experience the shine of my reverence washing over you, dispersing the shadows of vulnerability and unhappiness. Understand that you are esteemed and estimable, for you are an important creation of mind, invaded with interminable worth and potential. Anyway, the road ahead may seem, by all accounts, to be overpowering me. Inhale simple, considering the data that I am your shelter and strength. Slant toward my embrace, and let the mumbles of my voice relieve your lamented soul. Together, we will investigate the thrilling twists in the street of life's labyrinth, emerging more grounded over the long haul. Consequently, my child, as you set out upon this new part of your journey, do as such with the affirmation that I'm nearby, guiding you with a warmth that surpasses every single consistent restriction. Trust in me, and together we will overcome every impediment that hinders you. The wild expanse of weakness that envelops you, I offer you the anchor of certainty. Permit it to attach you to trust when the floods of misery do whatever it takes to inundate you. Embrace the brilliance of conviction, for an aid illuminates the most dark of nights. In previews of vulnerability, when the weight of the world pushes ahead upon your shoulders, remember that you are seldom alone. I'm with you, my child, coordinating your means and mumbling motivational explanations into the profundities of your soul. Trust in my glorious course of action, for I see the all-inclusive strategy that lies past the constraints of your continuous circumstances. Certainty isn't just a plan to be understood intellectually. A straightforward power-up holds you amidst primer. It is the affirmation of things expected, the conviction of things covered. Have certainty, my sweetheart, and understand that I am working everything together for your extraordinary, regardless, when the way forward seems, by all accounts, to be blurred by shadows. Right when vulnerability creeps in and does whatever it may take to break down your assurance, turn your look upward and let the brilliance of certainty edify your bearing. Recall the vast blessings that have been introduced to you, the wonders that have spread out in your life, and let them go about as an exhibit of my determined fondness for you. In the tranquil depictions of reflection, foster the nursery of your certainty with appeal and consideration. Water it with the tears of your fights and backing it with the sparkle of your responsibility. For in the soil of an unfaltering heart, certainty twists and contorts, invigorating and food even with life's storms. In this manner, my dearest kid, embrace the enrichment of certainty with extraordinary friendship and let it help you through the fundamentals that lie ahead. Trust in my arrangement and understand that I am reliably nearby, guiding you with a love that has no restrictions. Amidst the difficulties that plague you, I give unto you the enrichment of solidarity. The relentless soul moves through your veins, empowering you to phenomenally rise like a phoenix after trouble, like a phoenix stirred. Life, my child, is a fanciful journey loaded with troubles and hindrances. Regardless, inside you lies the inherent capacity to environment the fiercest of whirlwinds and emerge more grounded on the contrary side. It is through trouble that the steel of your character is molded, and the significance of your adaptability is uncovered. In depictions of unhappiness, when the substantialness of the world does whatever it takes to pound your spirit, review that I have provided you with the fortitude to persist. Draw upon the wellspring of solidarity that withstands inside you, and allow it to bring you through the haziest of nights. Flexibility isn't simply an issue of diligence, it is an exhibition of the human spirit's capacity to transcend hopelessness and find significance despite trouble. It is the refusal to be squashed by circumstance, the unflinching conviction that paying little heed to how basic the situation could show up, there is reliably trust not excessively far off. Along these lines, my sweetheart, foster the seeds of flexibility that exist in your heart. Allow each starter you to confront be an opportunity for improvement and self disclosure. Embrace the challenges that come your course as wandering stones en route to importance, for it is through trouble that your real strength is uncovered. In the cauldron of life starters, let your solidarity shimmer like an uplifting sign, edifying the way forward in the haziest of times. Trust in your ability to make do, and understand that I am reliably with you, coordinating your means and advancing you the fortitude to drive forward in the profundities of your fights, amidst the hurricanes that rage inside and without. Understand that you are following after some admirable people. I present to you the gift of sympathy, a recovering treatment that mitigates the wounds of the soul and ties the brokenness of the heart. Compassion is the sensitive sprinkle of sorting out, the thoughtful look that sees past the surface to the profundities of another's disturbance. It is the enthusiasm to loosen up a help to those in really bad shape, to offer solace to the exhausted voyager on life's difficult trip. In a world tormented by battle and division, compassion fills in as a sign of light, illuminating the method for splitting the difference and repairing. It is the solution for disdain and contempt, the stimulus for split the difference and vindication. My child, let compassion be your coordinating star, driving you to interface with the people who persevere in offering them the solace of your presence. In depictions of lack of definition, when distress does whatever it takes to drench your soul, remember that even the tiniest act of kindness can change lives and convey one to the hopeless. As you walk the winding roads of life, may compassion be your trustworthy companion, coordinating your means and making you indescribably satisfied with friendship and understanding. For it is through shows of compassion that the commitments of humanity are built up, and the world is made a more wonderful, more exquisite spot. Permit your heart to be accessible to the disturbance of others, and let your hands raise to offer manual for those up the creek without a paddle. In doing accordingly, you honor the magnificent glimmer that stays inside us all, and you convey light to the most dark corners of the world. Subsequently, my sweetheart youngster, proceed with compassion as your shield and your blade, and let your exercises be a showing of the boundless power of love to recover and change. For in the end, it is love alone that will win, and it is through compassion that we track down our most authentic explanation of righteousness. Amidst the difficulties that plague your direction, understand that there exists a responsibility of restoration, a sprinkle of something better into the great beyond the giants even in the most dark of nights. Comparatively, as the sun rises each day to seek after away the shadows of the past, so too does the responsibility of restoration allure to you, offering the opportunity for change and improvement. In the cauldron of setback, you get the potential chance to emerge recharged, like a phoenix reawakening. First, through going up against the challenges that life gives us, that we track down our real strength and flexibility. Every setback, every obstacle, is by and by a wandering stone on the trip to transforming into the singular you were continually planned to be. Make an effort not to give up their brain of trouble, for it is but the by short-lived second in the marvelous weaving of presence. Taking everything into account, embrace the challenges that come your bearing, understanding that they're the pot wherein your character is made. Trust in the responsibility of re-energizing, and know that with each passing starter, you grow further and more canny. Look for the standard world for inspiration, and you will see that even in the most ruthless of conditions, life sorts out some way to flourish. Correspondingly, as the unprofitable desert blooms after precipitation, so too might you anytime at some point track down new life and importance amidst the dry scene of misery. Embrace the examples of life, and understand that also as the seasons change, so too do the states of your life. The responsibility of re energizing is constantly there, holding on for you to clutch it and make it your own. To render the past and embrace the possible results, addressing things to accompany incredible energy. In the fogginess of the night, when everything gives off an impression of being lost, remember the responsibility of restoration that exists in you. Trust in your own solidarity and understand that paying little heed to how frantic the situation could show up, there is reliably trust for a more splendid tomorrow. Along these lines, my child, let the responsibility of reclamation be your coordinating light, driving you out of the lack of definition and into the start of one more day. Embrace the challenges that come your bearing, knowing that with each fundamental make do, you become ever closer to figuring out your most extreme limit. Significant inside the openings of your soul lies a stockpile of fortitude, an unending wellspring of flexibility that surpasses every single consistent restriction. A power stays inside us all, fit to be exploited and delivered upon the world. Amidst trouble and burden, it is easy to feel overwhelmed and powerless to yield to the weight of the challenges that plague us. However, know this, my child, you are definitely more grounded than you comprehend. Inside you lies the capacity to overcome even awesome of obstacles, to rise above trouble, and emerge victorious. Review all of the difficulties you have looked all through your life. Review the minutes when you felt like you could go no further, when the substantialness of the world seemed, by all accounts, to be excessively profound to try and think about bearing. However, at that point, despite everything, you progress forward. You found the strength inside yourself to forge ahead, to keep on pushing forward despite burden. That identical strength stays inside you really, fit to be called upon in your hour of need. Power can't be taken from you, paying little mind to how basic the circumstances could show up. The glimmer of time everlasting lies inside every human soul, the encapsulation of your generally certified self. Do whatever it takes not to misjudge the power that exists in you, my child. You are prepared for evidently more than you comprehend, and the strength you have is unlimited. A power can do everything necessary that can beat any obstruction in its way. Midst duskiness, when everything seems, by all accounts, to be lost, search inside yourself and find that interior strength. Draw upon it like a sign of light at night, guiding you through the murkiness and driving you towards a more unbelievable tomorrow. For inside you lies the capacity to overcome any test, to forge ahead despite trouble, and to emerge more grounded and more grounded than any time in late memory. In this way, my child, don't second guess yourself or your abilities. You are more grounded than you know, and inside you lies the capacity to overcome any obstacle that impedes you. Trust in yourself and let the strength inside guide you on your routing through life. Life isn't by and large going perfectly. It is stacked up with energizing twists in the street, troubles and disasters that test our motivation and push us quite far. Regardless, it is at these seasons of hardship that our genuine flexibility is revealed. My child, I have watched you environment numerous storms in your everyday presence. I have seen you face hardships with mental determination and confirmation, declining to be beat by the primers that plague you. Likewise, through everything, you have emerged more grounded than any time in ongoing memory. Regardless, strength isn't just about persisting through trouble. It is connected to embracing the hardships that life throws your heading and including them as any entryways for advancement and change. It is connected to finding the strength inside yourself to keep on pushing ahead, regardless, when the way forward seems, by all accounts, to be faint and problematic. Midst inconvenience, failing to zero in on the motivation to have trust can be basic. It can feel like you're trapped in an unending example of fight and hopelessness with practically no longing for escape. Nevertheless, know this, my young person, paying little heed to how serious things could show up, there is reliably a way forward. Flexibility isn't connected to avoiding dissatisfaction or trouble. It is connected to acquiring from your experiences and using them to incite yourself forward. It is connected to seeing that mishaps are not the place to pause, but instead wandering stones while heading to advance. Accordingly, my child, embrace the hardships that life throws your bearing. Embrace the incidents and frustrations, understanding that they are astonishing entryways for advancement and learning. Or, on the other hand, more all, review that you are more grounded and more grounded than you comprehend. Trust in yourself and in your ability to vanquish any obstruction that holds you up. For it is through strength that you will find your bearing to a more splendid tomorrow. Divine help. Embrace help from individuals around you. In the pompous weaving of presence, there exists a bond, a vague string communicating each soul to the superb. In previews of wretchedness, weakness, or even in the traditional rhythms of life, this affiliation fills in as an uplifting sign, communicating warmth and course to individuals who search for it. As you adventure through the bent methods of your world, don't flop there of brain, for the great tends to you through the hands and hearts of everybody around you. My treasured youngster, hear these words as a sensitive mumble conveyed by the breezes of fraternity. Make a point to help from individuals around you, for in their signs, as would be normal for them, and in their embrace, you will find solace, strength, and the embodiment of my friendship. Permit not pride to be an obstacle, nor fear be a cover veiling your shortcoming. In light of everything, open your heart like a sprouting bloom, allowing the dew of compassion to help your spirit. In the gigantic mosaic of humankind, each individual is pervaded with uncommon capacities, gifts, and experiences. No soul explores this regular space in division, for you are completely laced in a delicate dance of relationship. Correspondingly, as the underpinnings of a tree lace under the soil, drawing food and sponsorship from one another, so too would it be a good idea for you slant upon the total knowledge and mindfulness of your fellow explorers. Exactly when loads weigh profound upon your shoulders and the road ahead seems, by all counts, to be brimming with deterrents. Don't bear the weight alone. Contact individuals who walk nearby you, for they are not basic onlookers in the astounding execution focus of your life. Anyway, willing individuals, restless to credit some help. Licensed shortcoming to be your accomplice, for in the show of finding support, you confirm the natural worth of both supplier and beneficiary. Understand that my friendship surpasses every legitimate constraint, transcending the limits of presence. It streams ceaselessly, like a stream of light, twisting around its way through the surface of your existence. Moreover, but my participation could have all the earmarks of being concealed once in a while. Understand that I am ever present, a calm guardian caring for you with unflinching responsibility. Along these lines, my sweetheart, cast aside the shackles of certainty and embrace the greatness of neighborhood. Permit compassion to be your compass, guiding you towards individuals who stand ready to offer aid. For in their grip, you will find the hint of grand nature, and in their spirits, you will hear the resonations of my mortal love. As you investigate the labyrinth of life, remember these words. You are seldom alone, for I'm with you constantly, coordinating your means and edifying your direction with the light of love. Additionally, when obscurity does whatever it takes to overpower you, center around everybody around you, for they are empowering signs, shining splendidly against the night sky. In the ensemble of presence, each note has its effect, adding to the pleasant melody of creation. So too, my loved youngster, feel free to help from everybody around you, for my reverence is much of the time imparted through the hands and hearts of others. Embrace their generosity, their compassion, and their excitement to walk around you, for in doing accordingly, you honor the magnificent glimmer that abides inside each and every spirit. A wonderful update. Taking into account past freedom and trusting in future fortune as you adventure through the wild expanses of life, I request that you stop to reflect and to remember. Review the times when I, in my boundless love and kindness, brought you through the fiercest storms. Recall how I gave shelter when Madhouse did whatever it takes to overpower you. Consider those minutes when you felt lost and alone, yet I was there, guiding you through the dimness into the light. In the wee, fine art of your existence, there are series of difficulties eccentrically woven with strands of magnificence and freedom. Each challenge you faced, each hindrance you made do, exhibited the veracity of my constant presence in your life. Regardless, when the waves ran perseveringly into your sensitive vessel, I was the predictable hand that steadied your course, driving you safely to shore. Trust, dear, is the underpinning of our relationship. Accept that I, who have walked around you beginning from the outset of creation, will not at any point scorn you, except that the very hands that formed the stars and really put the enormous frameworks in motion are the hands that hold you close in your basic junction. Except that my veneration for you surpasses every single level-headed limit, transcending the constraints of human insight. It is ordinary in depictions of weakness to wallow, to address the vulnerability. Nonetheless, in those minutes, I urge you to recollect upon the weaved work of art of your life. See how each line of setback was laced with strands of my arrangement. See how, perpetually time again, I lifted you up when you staggered, brought you through when you faltered, and recovered you when you felt lost. Do whatever it takes not to permit fear to cloud your vision or vulnerability faint your certainty. For likewise, as I have brought you through the storms of yesterday, so too will I help you through the starters of tomorrow. Anyway, the way forward may be canvassed in weakness. Understand that I walk near you, coordinating your means and edifying the way, while the whirlwinds rage and the breezes shout. Review the responsibility I have spoken unto you. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not terrified, for I am your God. I will support you. I will help you. I would willing keep up with you with my praiseworthy right hand. Isaiah 41:10. Permit these words to be a reassuring sign in the duskiness, an indication of my consistent presence in your life. Subsequently, my dearest kid, encourage and take strength. Trust in me as I have trusted in you beginning from the beginning of humanity. For I'm the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Likewise, in my boundless love, I will help you through the storms of life, giving sanctuary in the midst of confusion. My dearest kid, in the quiet depictions of your life, when your overall environmental elements grow still and the upheaval of the day vanishes, understand that I am there with you. I'm the consistently present presence that envelops you, the coordinating light that illuminates your direction. Also, in those depictions of confinement, I invite you to come to me in petition. Hold nothing back to me, sweetheart, for I'm consistently tuning in. Your words resemble what I truly needed to hear. Each solicitation a sweet tune that risings up to heaven. Make a point to your most profound cravings, your fears and questions, for I'm here to tune in, to comfort, and to guide you. I understand that life can overwhelm occasionally. It can feel like you are conveying the substantialness of the world on your shoulders, like the loads of your heart are excessively significant to try and contemplate bearing. However, remember, my child, you don't have to face these challenges alone. I'm sticking around for you, ready to credit you strength and moving in your time of shortage. Exactly when you feel lost and sketchy, when the way forward seems, by all accounts, to be foggy, go to me in request. Lay your interests and nerves at my feet, and I will give you agreement. Trust in my love and my understanding that I will persistently be there to lead you forward. Likewise, don't misjudge the power of petition, dear. It is a gift that I have given you, a quick line of correspondence between your heart and mine. Through request, you can find solace amidst trouble, bearing amidst confusion, and confidence amidst sadness. So let everything out, my adolescent. Keep nothing away from me totally and thoroughly, understanding that I am here to tune in. Your cries don't neglect to be seen. They're heard and esteemed. Additionally, in the sacred space of petition, you will find the strength and the psychological courage to face whatever challenges life could bring. Title: Embrace Divine Opportunity. A test to surrender, my dearest young person. In the profundities of your soul, I see the loads you convey, the greatness of stresses, fears, and nerves that press upon your exhausted shoulders. However, hear me now, in the fragile mumble of the breeze and the sensitive mix of leaves. You need not bear these loads alone. I contact you a hello, a blessed commitment of opportunity. Release the greatness of your loads into my hands. Disregard them from your hold like grains of sand moved by the tide. Surrender your interests, fears, and strains, and grant my fondness to wrap you like a warm embrace on an infection winter's night. For quite a while, you have conveyed the greatness of the world upon your shoulders, tolerating that you ought to bear it without any help. However, I let you in on now, my dearest, that you were never planned to stress over such worries. They were never yours to bear, Subsequently, lay them down at my feet and feel the open door that goes with surrender. Surrender is absolutely not a sign of weakness, but of fortitude. It is a courageous show of trust, a status to surrender control and grant my wonderful will to spread out in your life. As you release your grip on the worries, the difficult situation you represent my ease to work other worldly events in your everyday presence. Go ahead and surrender, for in doing thusly, you let loose yourself to the unending expected results of my love. A fondness surpasses every sensible limit, no limitations, no conditions. A love will not at any point bomb you, never reject you, never leave you deserted in the cloudiness. I have fathomed that surrendering might feel overpowering, new, regardless, disturbing. Anyway, trust in me, dear, for I'm the sensitive shepherd who guides you through the valleys of weakness. I'm the mindful gatekeeper who upholds you in the focal point of my hand, safeguarding you from hurt. As you surrender, feel the substantialness of your loads lift from your shoulders, displaced by a critical sensation of congruity and serenity. Grant my fondness to wash over you like a recovering salve, easing your drained soul and restoring your spirit. Know that as you surrender to me, you are not giving up control, but instead gaining opportunity. Independence from the chains that difficult situation you, from the shackles of fear and vulnerability. You are wandering into the consummation of what your character was made to be, a dear posterity of mine, regarded incredible. Accordingly, my dear, notice this consolation to surrender. Release the greatness of your loads into my hands, and license my wont to completely change yourself in habits you won't ever envision, for in surrendering to me, you will find clear an open door, certifiable concordance, and veritable joy. Title: Divine Confirmation. Trust in Kopi's plan for body, mind, and soul in the weaving of creation. Amidst the huge dance of stars and universes, there exists a great responsibility mumbled to each soul that crosses the regular space, a mere provider. Hear these words as a sensitive breeze that contacts your spirit, quieting the pressures that could trouble your heart. For in the limitless field of my veneration, I offer nourishment for your body, mind, and soul, a copious function spread out before you, pouring out then with favors unbelievable. My sweetheart youth, let not pressure be a shadow that lessens the brilliance of your soul, for I'm the source from which all blessings stream. From the important breath you draw in the wake of entering this world to the last groan that moves away from your lips as you pull out, I'm ever present, offering food and pack structures. Trust in the unending vault of my ease, for it surpasses every single level-headed restriction and is transparently given to all who search for it. Exactly when hankering inconveniences your stomach and thirst dries your throat, shift center over to the wealth of the earth as a show of my game plan. From the normal items that age upon the plank to the grains that impact in splendid fields, each piece is penetrated with my veneration, taking care of your body and supporting your physical being. Permit appreciation to be the melody that goes with each dining experience, a song of acknowledgement for the flood that envelops you. Nonetheless, know, sweetheart, that my game plan connects quite far past the space of material food. Also, as the body anticipates that food should thrive, so too does the mind need nourishment for improvement and illumination. Search for data as a searcher of truth, for insight is a significant gift provided for individuals who set off on a mission to search for it. From the pages of out-of-date books to the delineations mumbled by the breezes of inclusion, my bearing is ever present, illuminating the way to enlightenment. Moreover, as you adventure further into the openings of your being, understand that I offer nourishment for your spirit moreover. In depictions of vulnerability and trouble, turn your look inward and search for solace in the quiet workplaces of your soul. There you will find the wellspring of my veneration, a wellspring of comfort and strength that has no restrictions. Drink significantly from its waters, for they are sweet and engaging, restoring your spirit and propping your assurance. Trust, dear, that your necessities will be met by my abundance and eminence. Notwithstanding how the road may be loaded with troubles and obstacles could represent a possible danger before you, Have certainty that I am ever present, coordinating your means and obliging every one of your necessities. For comparably as the lilies of the field are wearing marble, and the birds of the air are dealt with without stress, so too will you be truly centered around with fragile revering thought. In the musical development of life's journey, review these words. I'm your provider, offering nourishment for your body, mind, and soul. Lean not upon your own seen yet, rather trust in the flood of my magnificence. Moreover, when questions jump upon you and fears do whatever it takes to overwhelm, take cover in the data that I am with you for the most part, a reference reasoned behind light shimmering splendidly amidst the dimness. So proceed, my loved youngster, with assurance and intensity, realizing that you are rarely alone, for in my friendship, you will find all that you search for, and anything is possible from that point, a limitless field of ease where you are unendingly doused. Trust in my course of action, and you won't require anything from the supplier of each and every extraordinary gift, and my love for you knows no conclusion. In the midst of life's storms and fundamentals, I call upon you to foster a sensation of appreciation, regardless when your overall environmental factor seems, by all accounts, to be dull and problematic. There is consistently something to be appreciative for. Stop briefly to pause and consider the gifts that include you, paying little heed to how little they could show up. Amidst disaster, it will in general be easy to focus in on the things that are turning out seriously, the challenges that lie ahead, and the fights that weigh profound on your heart. However, I urge you to move your perspective and actually turn your look towards the blessings that have a lot of your life. Stop briefly to see the worth and the sparkle of the sun everywhere, the fragile breeze that mumbles through the trees, and the greatness of your overall environmental elements. Express appreciation for the love of friends and family, for the house top over your head and the food on your table, for the clear enjoyments that make everyday schedule worth encountering. For even in very dark times, there is light to be found. There is trust, there is greatness, and there is love. Likewise, when you choose to focus in on the blessings that envelop you, you will find that they copy before your eyes. In this way, my child, I ask you to embrace this sensation of appreciation inside and out. Start consistently with a thankful heart, and let your thankfulness be a reference point of light in the lack of clarity. For when you pick appreciation, you clear the path for flood, bliss, and huge gifts. In the profundities of your exacerbation and persevering, I accept you ought to understand that I am the phenomenal healer of broken hearts and harmed spirits. There is no hurt too significant, no bent too outrageous that my veneration can modify. Trust a possibility for me to convey recovery and restoration to every part of your life. I see the scars that mark your soul, the wounds that hurt with each bang of your heart. I know the loads you convey, the weight of trouble and hopelessness that does whatever it takes to crush your spirit. However, I'm here to offer you comfort, to wrap you by my embrace and alleviate your upset soul. You are following in some admirable people's footsteps in your distress, my child. I'm with you consistently, holding you close in the focal point of my hand. Moreover, but the road ahead may seem, by all accounts, to be long and uncertain. Understand that I walk around to you continually. Trust in my assurance to convey recovery to your brokenness, to revive the broke pieces of your soul. For I'm the master of powerful events, the individual who changes lamenting into moving, and stood into gloriousness. Do whatever it takes not to lose trust, my youth, for the principal light will break, and the night will vanish. I will lead you out of the obscurity and into the light, where rapture searches for you on the contrary side. Hence, place your trust in me, and let my warmth wash over you like a sensitive deluge. I will be your shelter in the storm, your fortitude amidst weakness. Additionally, together, we will walk the approach to retouching and fulfillment, until you are made new in body, mind, and soul. Title: Divine Course. Embrace the repairing, pain-relieving of pardon in the sanctified workplaces of your heart. Amidst the resonations of past harms and objections, there exists an eminent hello fit to be embraced. Release the heaviness of disdain and sharpness. Hear these words as a sensitive mumble that mixes the profundities of your soul. empowering you to surrender the chains that difficult situation you to the past. From the showing of exculpating lies the way to opportunity, a weighty trip that offers recovering and recovery to both supplier and beneficiary. My loved youngster, let not the wounds of the past weigh enthusiastically upon your spirit, for I'm the healer of broken hearts, the mender of broken dreams. Anyway, the misery could run significant and the scars could have all the earmarks of being extremely durable. Understand that my veneration can convey a wonderfulness from stace, light from cloudiness. Trust in the strong style of exculpating, for Temelson mitigates the soul and frees the spirit. As you take a gander at the weaving of your life, upbraided with series of rapture and trouble, win and defeat, see that each experience fills the need in the phenomenal arrangement of your routing. Notwithstanding, adhering to scorn and sharpness simply keeps you in an example of wretchedness, denying you the enjoyment and congruity that expect on the contrary side of exculpating. Release the hold of shock and malevolence, and embrace rather the liberating power of absolving. Exculpating, sweetheart, is unquestionably not a sign of inadequacy anyway, an exhibition of your fortitude and adaptability. Transcending the torture of the past and production, a method of give and take, and recuperating is a conscious choice. Comparably, as a stream cleanses the land through its sensitive stream, so too does exonerating wash away the stains of contempt, forsaking a heart that is open and free. Notwithstanding, review. Exonerating isn't only an act of kindness introduced to others, it is moreover a gift you give yourself. Release the critical load of conveying sensations of disdain and objections, and feel the weight lift from your shoulders like a tuft conveyed by the breeze. Grant the rings of exculpating to plague every fiber of your being, filling you with the sensation of concordance and fulfillment that beats all cognizance. Furthermore, as you loosen up exoneration to others, make sure to pardon yourself too, for in the trip of life, messes up are undeniable, and absconds are significant for what makes you human. Surrender self-judgment and self-judgment, and actually, embrace the unlimited ease that streams from my mindful embrace. For I see you not as blemished or detestable, yet rather as an esteemed youngster justifying compassion and generosity. In the gathering of presence, remission is the tune that mixes noisy notes, conveying congruity and fortitude to the soul. So let go of the past, dear, and step into the brilliance of remission. For in doing in that capacity, you open yourself to a future stacked up with trust, rapture, and limitless possible results. Understand that I am with you ceaselessly, coordinating your means and giving you love and polish. Besides, when questions assault you and fears do whatever it may take to overwhelm, remember these words. Release the heaviness of scorn and cruelty. Embrace the liberating power of exoneration, both for yourself and for others. For in absolving, you will find clear an open door and concordance. Title: Embrace the Glorious Call. A trip into what's to come, my valued youngster. In the weaving of time, I have woven a future for you that outflanks your most extreme dreams. It is a future stacked up with ensure, with reason, with tremendous entryways fit to be seized. Anyway, to ensure this future, you ought to respect my wellspring of motivation. Arise, my child, from the shadows of vulnerability and weakness. Lift your eyes to the horizon, where the start of one more day is holding on. Step emphatically into the future I have sorted out for you, for it is a future spilling over with potential, with untold enrichments fit to be found. Don't hold back the slightest bit to leave the shared characteristic of the past from driving you into a spot that is known for new beginnings, of fresh starts, of unimaginable possible results. Embrace consistently as a gift an important fortune introduced you from a higher spot. Believe each sunrise to be a picture of trust, of reclamation, of the immense potential results that lie ahead. As you adventure into the future I have set up for you, understand that you don't walk alone. I'm with you continually, coordinating your direction, illuminating the way forward. Trust in my magnificent bearing, for I see the end-all strategy, the well-conceived plan of your life spreading out according to my optimal course of action. Embrace consistently as a gift, my child, for inside it lies the capacity to completely change yourself in habits you won't ever envision. Immediately make the most of every available open door with strength and conviction, understanding that I have outfitted you with all that you truly need to succeed. Make an effort not to withdraw from hardships or accidents, for they are by the by wandering stones while heading to importance. Do whatever it takes not to let fear or vulnerability keep you prisoner, for I have not furnished you with the sensation of fear, yet rather of power, of love, and of a sound mind. Rise, my young person, and assurance your fate with sureness and strength. For you are a posterity of fate, bound to succeed sometime in the future, bound to shimmer magnificently in a world that regularly has all the earmarks of being shrouded in dimness. As you step strikingly into the future I have sorted out for you, make a point to zero in your eyes on me, the maker and finisher of your certainty. Draw strength from my presence, from my responsibilities, from my endless love for you. For in me, you will find the strength to defy whatever troubles could come your bearing, and the knowledge to investigate the astonishing twists in the street of life's outing. Hence, my loved youngster, respect this wellspring of motivation. Rise and step strikingly into the future I have sorted out for you. Embrace consistently as a gift, stacked up with endless likely results and significant entryways for improvement. For in doing thusly, you will open the entirety of your actual limit and track down the remarkable life that searches for you. With all my friendship, your continuously steadfast assistant and companion in the midst of life's starters and weaknesses, I keep up with it. You ought to understand that my presence will ceaselessly go with you. I will not at any point leave you nor reject you. Regardless, when you feel alone or abandoned, I'm correct near you, my love including you like a warm embrace. You could go up against troubles that have all the earmarks of being unreasonable, and depictions of vulnerability could cloud your mind. In any case, have certainty, I'm here, walking nearby you continually. My presence will be your trustworthy companion, guiding you through the haziest valleys and the most raised tops. Right when you feel overwhelmed by the greatness of the world, remember that I am conveying you in my arms. Lay on me, and I will fortify you. Trust in my unfailing love, for it will uphold you through even the most irksome times. There may be minutes when you question my presence, when you feel like I have abandoned you. Be that as it may, know this, my child, I'm reliably here, watching over you with the heart stacked with love and compassion. You are seldom alone, for I'm the God who sees you, who knows you actually, and who truly centers around you significantly. In the tough spot, go to me, and I will be your haven and strength. Along these lines, don't be fearful, my child, for I'm with you for the most part. Permit my presence to fill you with amiability and mental grit as you adventure through life's high focuses and depressed spots. Trust in me, and together we will investigate the way forward, for I'm your undaunted companion, by and forevermore. Divine demand, embrace the significance of my ceaseless love in the impossible field of the real world. Amidst the spinning universe and the mumbling breezes, there exists an assertion resounding through the foyers of time never ending. You are my valued. Hear these words as a sensitive touch upon your soul, a fragile sign of the significance of my affection for you. For in the gigantic weaving of creation, you hold an exceptional spot in my heart, esteemed unbelievable, and enveloped by the gleam of my perpetual love. My esteemed youngster, let not vulnerability or fear cloud how you could decipher my love for you. Anyway, the storms could fume, and the shadows could represent a possible danger. Understand that my fondness stays persevering and steadfast, an immortal fire that consumes magnificently in the most dark night. You are not just a spot loosened there of psyche of the universe, yet a dearest soul, complicatedly woven into the surface of my superb arrangement. My veneration for you has no restrictions, transcending the constraints of human discernment. A warm beats generally getting a handle on, coming to the profundities of everlastingly, to say the very least. From the subsequent you took your most important breath to the furthest reaches of time itself. My love has been and will consistently be with you, a coordinating light that illuminates your direction and makes you incredibly satisfied with congruity. At the hours of bliss and laughing, understand that I cheer with you, my sweetheart youngster. Your fulfillment gives me joy. Out of the blue, enjoyments me more than seeing you thrive and flourish in the brightening of my reverence. Likewise, in the long periods of trouble and depression, understand that I am there to comfort you, holding you close in the embrace of my boundless compassion. You are my loved, picked before the preparations of the world, bound to surpass all assumptions sometime and stacked up with the likelihood to shine like a reference point of light in the lack of definition. Let not the voices of vulnerability or self-judgment mute the truth of my veneration for you. You are important in my sight, and nothing can separate you from the embrace of my unfailing warmth. As you adventure through the thrilling curves in the street of life's twisting way, remember these words: you are my loved. Permit them to be a wellspring of fortitude and mettle, an indication of your worth in my eyes. Likewise, when questions jump upon you and fears do whatever it takes to overwhelm, understand that my friendship is a stronghold, a sanctuary in the tough spot, and a protect against the whirlwinds of life. In this way, my cherished one, embrace the significance of my wearisome love. Permit it to wash over you like a sensitive tide, relieving your spirit and reestablishing your soul. For in my reverence, you will find all that you search for from that point. Anything is possible, an unimaginable span of ease wherein you are ceaselessly doused. Understand that I am with you ceaselessly, walking contiguous you continually. Moreover, when you feel alone or lost, basically interface your hand and you will find me there, my friendship incorporating you like a warm embrace. For you are my dearest, regarded vast, and my love for you surpasses every normal restriction. Spread the splendor, a superb call to share love and ease, my dearest young person. In the embrace of my immense love and ease, you have found solace, strength, and rebuilding. Regardless, I tempt you now to go ahead and confer these significant gifts to everybody around you. For in spreading veneration and ease, you become a reassuring sign and compassion in a world yearning for light. As you lull in the sparkle of my warmth, let it flood from the profundities of your looking like a stream impacting its banks. Share it generously with all whom you experience, paying little brain to convention, assortment, or circumstance. Be a vessel of my love, spilling it out upon the screwed up, the depleted, and the lost. Do whatever it takes not to aggregate the fortunes of my class or yourself, but uninhibitedly give as you have wholeheartedly gotten, for in giving you will get altogether more copiously as the waters of sympathy enlarge outward, reaching hearts and evolving lives. Be a wellspring of light in a world canvas in cloudiness, an uplifting sign amidst the storm. Permit your words to be a demulcent to the hardened soul. Your exercise is an exhibition of the uncommon power of love. For even the smallest act of kindness might potentially get a fire going of confidence in the most dark of hearts. Do whatever it takes not to misconstrue the impact of your presence in the presences of individuals around you. Your smile, your mindful words, your outstretched hand, they can direct someone's day, someone's life. Hence, be conscious in your affiliations, looking throughout astounding opportunities to sow seeds of veneration and tastefulness any spot you go. In a world tortured by division and hardship, be a voice of fortitude and understanding. Search for imparted conviction to individuals who could fluctuate from you, growing style and compassion rather than judgment and judgment. For in doing in that capacity, you reflect the image of your amazing Father, who loves all of his children truly. Be supported by the monster of the task before you, for I'm with you persistently, coordinating your means and building up your assurance. Trust in my power overseeing you, for where you are fragile, I'm strong. Together, we can accomplish transform, one heart, every individual soul. As you set out on this journey of sharing my fondness and ease, review that you are following after some admirable people. Draw strength from the wellspring of my presence inside you, and permit it to empower you to be a power for good in the world. For in spreading fondness and tastefulness, you fulfill your inspiration as my dearest kid, shining splendidly in a world hungry for the light of my warmth. Along these lines, my sweetheart, proceed with mental strength and compassion. Share my veneration and excellence generously with individuals around you, and watch as the world is changed each and every act of kindness. For in doing in that capacity, you become a living exhibit of the power of veneration to overcome even awesome of obstacles to magnificent blessedness, embracing congruity, love, and grand presence as you stand on the edge of another day, another part in the spectacular experience of your life. I offer you an end leaning toward a hallowed joy woven with strings of concordance, love, and eminent presence. May the serenity of my presence wrap you like a warm embrace, supporting you amidst distress, easing your exhausted soul, and making you richly satisfied with quietness. Permit this concordance to be a place of refuge amidst the commotion of the world, a sanctuary where you can find rest and restoration. May my reverence support you through every difficulty, an unfaltering reference point guiding you through the most dark of nights and the fiercest of storms. Permit my love to be the anchor that holds you reliable amidst the hurricanes of life, the fragile hand that lifts you up when you falter, and the damnation that illuminates your direction. Proceed in conviction, my dear youngster, realizing that you are rarely alone, from with you consistently, walking neighboring you, coordinating your means, and holding you close in the focal point of my hand. Permit this data to fill you with guts and strength, empowering you to go up against whatever troubles could come your heading. At the hours of vulnerability and weakness, remember that my presence is anytime near, a steady wellspring of comfort and relief. At the hours of joy and win, review that my fondness envelops you, lauding your victories and celebrating in your fulfillment. As you adventure through life, let your heart be a vessel gushing out, done with the fondness and polish that I have proposed to you. Share this love generously with everybody around you, transforming into an uplifting sign and compassion in a world wild-eyed for light. Let your words and exercises be an impression of my reverence, shimmering splendidly so anybody could possibly see. Moreover, when the road ahead seems, by all accounts, to be long and troublesome, when the hardships have all the earmarks of being horrible, breathe easy in light of the data that I am nearby, commending you continually. Lay on me, sweetheart, and I will give you the fortitude to persevere, the understanding to investigate the thrilling twists in the street of life's trip, and the guts to defy whatever lies ahead. Consequently, my treasured youngster, get this and leaning toward with an open heart and a grateful soul. May the serenity of my presence, the love for my heart, and the attestation of my immortal kinship be with you ceaselessly, guiding you, shielding you, and filling your reality with unending elation and boundless blessings. With all my veneration, your reliably steadfast gatekeeper and friend,